country, no? Those in Mindanao, Visayas, and Luzon. The workers are mostly from these different provinces where we are strong. And when they go outside, they know that we are streaming, we go on streaming, and we found out that many of them tune into us over the internet. So that is a very good result of this new technology that we're making use also for us.
How do you discipline, for example, because it's self-regulation and it's voluntary, how do you discipline erring members?
Well, we do have a mechanism in the association. No? We have this KBP Standards Authority.
Okay.
This is the body that receives complaints, hears complaints, and imposes sanctions, disciplinary action of those against the erring members of
it is based on honor, no?
Yes. It's just like parang korte within the organization.
The facility accepts the penalty out of honor because it is a member.
He is a member, and honor, and because it is the rule within the organization. Whether you like it or not, if you are found to have been violative of the rule, then you just have to accept the rule. So you are penalized, you are fined, and you are suspended. That is, we are in a civilized organization, and the members are made to understand that that is how it should be.
I use the term honor because some may opt out and say no. Can that happen?
That can happen, but none so far that I can recall of under my turf. No, as chairman the past 2 years, and then as president.
What are the usual violations why a particular member can be,
Many of the anchormen go out about, they violate the rule, the ethics rule. Now we have this broadcast code which
I understand.
Mandate our members to follow. No, violation of certain rules. No, banat dito, banat sa kaliwa, that sometimes are not founded on solid grounds.
Okay.
So what happens?
And that's very active in the provinces, no?
Yes.
They're very wild in the provinces, no?
You know that.
Unlike Manila, no? Yes, yes.
Very active. You're saying what is the reality. Mas aktibo sa banatan yung sa probinsya. That's why many of those who are victims of, harassments and media killings are those in the provinces.
Herman, what's the position of KBP when it comes to politicians who become radio commentators or radio commentators that have become politicians? What is the regulation there?
Well, we are in a democracy. You cannot stop people, say for example, an announcer of yours who go on air, then he becomes popular. Just like anybody in the entertainment industry.
That has happened in Cebu as well?
Yes, I know.
They have run for public office.
In a lot of provinces.
Yes.
Especially coming from our network, a lot of them have been enticed by parties and politicians to try their luck in politics. And many of them succumbs to that temptation, no? And well, luckily, most of them succeed, and they are into public service. But when they finish their term, and some of them try to come back to us, but sabi namin, wala na tayong balik bayan because you're already a politician. It will be very hard for us in the media, us who are into a medium like radio, like our
not
network.
Unless if they become a black timer.
Unless
they become a black
yes,
timer.
Yes, we normally
then they have to pay.
Yeah, but normally we do not accept. In our case, no, we do not sell airtime during normal times. During election, well, pwede, but normal times wala. But they understand also because before they leave, napaintindi naman yan eh. But this is democracy. We cannot stop people from going out, then go into another venture. We just have to
are there certain TV stations or radio stations that agree to be suspended or that opt out of the membership?
Well, meron.
In the past?
Oh, yeah, meron.
Okay.
Hindi magkaintindihan, well, they
live out.
Ultimately, they come back. No?
Okay. Tama ba yung sa loto, if you carry loto, out ka sa KBP? I don't know, correct me. May ganun ba dati?
No. Kami noon, there was an issue on the loto airing. No? When it was approved and passed as a law, that loto can be, of course, legitimate. No?
So pwede na?
Pwede na. It's legal. It's government sanctioned. These are government sanctioned. Only we follow certain rules that the airing, live airing, should be
late.
After late in the evening. No?
Okay,
that has to be followed. No, it can be prime time. If you know how to handle, you just have to push for that slot where they are airing. Pwede naman yan eh.
Okay. Yeah. Or you just put a code, SPG or PG.
Yeah. For television.
Coding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that happens. That can happen.
Oh. We're right in the middle of the election. But before I ask you about questions about the election, especially on our second portion, how do you compare KBP before and KBP today, are there certain reforms that needs to be, proposed in KBP in terms of legislative measures, or we leave it the way it is?
Well, we ourselves, though, are doing a lot of things to improve our lot,
Okay.
improve our organization, and of course help the industry out. No? And legislation need not intervene, because that is what
Okay.
we abhor, actually. No, we don't
Okay.
want intervention from anybody, especially coming from the government, because we know how to handle our beat, our turf, our organization, our industry. And that is precisely the reason behind the principle of self-regulation. We discipline our people. You need not discipline us, because we know how to discipline our people. We have our rules. You need not impose the rules to us, because we have our own rules. We understand the field that we are in. So why impose on us? You are into that field. We are into this field. So it should prevail. It should be us, because we know better the situation within our industry.
So, KBP as it is today is fine, no problem.
Fine, I would say better also, better than before, because we have done a lot of improvement. You have, of course, you can recall of the hostage taking incident last time.
Okay.
We learn from every mistake. We learn from every turbulence that
Okay.
come along. No, after that hostage taking, there was that criticism of the media. Sabi noon na media, went out of bounds again, nagsobra, which we admit may mga mali naman doon sa ginawa ng ibang
or the
kasama
killing
natin.
of radio commentators.
Yes, yes. So, and we learned from that, Eric, and we have amended our broadcast code, no? The provisions on coverage of such incident, no? Crime incidents that would require extra effort from our end, na medyo ingatan lang na hindi so that people will not be jeopardized further. The authorities, the hostage taker, the hostage victims, and the public.
How does KBP look into the welfare of the mga talents, radio commentators, especially when it comes to commentaries? Kasi yung iba malalakas talaga, no? So who takes the brunt of the responsibility? The owners, for the way their people are talking, if they are so vociferous, they're very strong in their comments again, especially in local politics, no? Because in the local level, personal na personal minsan yung mga criticism. So, who takes the risk, and who should take care of the welfare of these individuals? Are they on their own?
Well, it should be the responsibility of everybody in the industry, primarily by the owners.
Okay.
The owners, and then the organization also. But we leave it first to the owners, because it is them who have direct control over the people. No? They pay these people, then they have control over them. Then it should be them. But good.
Pag black timer, wala na tayong pakialam. Dapat sila na yun.
The owners themselves.
The owners pa rin kahit black timer.
Yes, because ultimately they'll be the one who will be paying the price if
something happens
if a charge is brought in court, if a charge, if the black timer is sued in court.
Kasama sila eh.
Kasama pa rin sila. So they should not say that, wala kami pakialam dyan.
How about yung disclaimer? Whatever comments, blah, 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 this station is not, What do you think of that?
That will not hold ground, actually. When in court.
Ganun ba? Damay-damay ka talaga
Damay-damay
dyan
ka talaga.
You have to prove your case in court yan eh.
You own the station. You have you own the microphone, the transmitter. It is your facilities that are being used in going on air. Then just, why just...
it is a public license.
Yeah, public license. Why just let the black timer be answerable solely? Ikaw yung dinadaanan eh. But I think we're doing a lot of human job in trying to correct what errors were committed before. No? KBP is active in that, even the black timers issue. May mga bagong rules kami na ginagawa dyan ngayon.
Ano ang papel ng mga cable TV? Ano ba yan? Are they member of KBP or they have their own organization?
They have their own organization. But we are in communication. Actually, there are communication between us, no, on what to do with our relationship, whether it can be an associate member or whatever. No? Nag-usap-usap kami.
Because I think KBP looks at it from the perspective of not just ownership and business, but in terms of media as a right, and as a way of protecting, our civil liberties, as against just purely it being a business enterprise, no?
Yes, yes.
Hindi ba? So I don't know, maybe you can play a very important role when it comes to, the cable operators. And they should, I think, look into the possibility of being members of KBP.
Actually, there are certain initiatives coming from some of them, no, to also be with us in the association. And also, we are open also into, coming to terms with them.
Kasi iba yung business perspective, iba yung media in terms of freedom of expression,
Yes,
etc.,
yes.
etc., no?
Yeah. Oo. And KBP is also, binabalansin namin yan.
Oo.
We're onto business, it cannot be denied, the members. No? But of
Oo.
course, we are paramount also as our concern is the interest of the public that we serve.
Okay. We're going to pause for a few reminders, and then when we come back, we're going to this time focus on KBP in the middle of a national election and the role and the vital role that media plays when we return.